What's going on, everyone, and welcome into Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. I'm Gator Betting, joined by my two co-hosts today. We got Gretzky Betskis and Franco the Banker. Guys, we are finally on the last team in the Atlantic Division, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is going to be a better preview than what our other option was. So Leafs fans, you're welcome, despite us bashing your team, or maybe we'll be high on them this year, but it is better than our other option. I'm just going to leave it there. Betsky, let's get into the Leafs. They take Michelli from you guys. They add Joshua. They add Roy. Some pretty nice additions this offseason for this Leafs team.
Well, first of all, I think this will be the worst team in the division, and they won't make the playoffs. But
that's going to go. That's the clip that's going to start this episode off. That's the bait right there. That's the 5-second preview. Perfect.
No, I really like what they did. Michelli is a really, really creative player, high skilled. I think he is going to do a very good job being a tier step down version of Marner. I kind of don't think Matthews is going to take much of a step back because of it. I don't think Michelli is nearly as good as Marner is on a two-way game, like he does not penalty kill at all. And I don't know how he'll handle playoffs, but to keep them putting up points, this is a really nice piece. He's cheap, saves them a lot of money, and it lets them kind of fill out this roster more. And this was happening in the trade deadline last year, where they were really starting to look like they're putting together a playoff version of the Toronto Maple Leafs we've seen the past couple of years. And to me, this looks like an even stronger team up and down the lineup, even though you are missing a 100-point player.
It is weird to say that, too, because you look at this team and you're like, all right, the depth looks pretty solid, right? Like, the loss of Marner is obviously huge and is going to impact this team. But the goaltending is there. The first 3, even 4 lines looks kind of solid.
Mm-hmm.
The D doesn't look terrible.
They're not. They don't really have like a true number one anymore. Riley Riley seems to have been kind of taking a step back a little bit, but up and down that lineup, it's crazy. I mean, all 4 of those guys are top 4 type defensemen.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of the departures, Marner, obviously the biggest one and kind of the headliner of the offseason. Holmberg, Pacioretty, Reeves, Brendan Shanahan as president is gone, but it's not like the sky is falling in Toronto, I feel like. I mean, Marner, as good as he was, I mean, Leafs fans, thank God they're not overly critical on any single player and their playoff performances. So we're going to start there. That's huge. But they filled in this roster pretty nicely.
This looks much more like a Florida team than
a Toronto team 2 years ago. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. You know, you lose a 100-point player, consistently a 100-point player. We're going to see, I guess, pretty quickly how much it affects them. But it felt like Michelli was never given too much of a shot. Like, he was kind of blocked by the young talent that Utah/Arizona had, right?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of showed some flashes about 2 years ago, was it?
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, another year under his belt for McMahon. Like, I like him a lot. He showed some flashes. I feel like Dakota Joshua, physical type of guy to add to that line, like him and Domi on the wings there. And you get rid of Reeves, who kind of has gotten so old at this point, like he doesn't fill that same role anymore. So replacing him with Joshua is kind of a nice, like, 1-for-1 step up, I feel like, and he has a little bit of offense to his game. And, like, first of all, wait, is it Nick Waugh or Nick Roy? I think it's Nick Waugh, right? Not Nick.
I think
Roy,
so.
Right? Okay.
I think it's Nicholas Roy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting messed up because then there's the defenseman that goes the other way. Anyway, I like that addition as well. I mean, that guy showed some flashes especially when he was, like, moved up the line for Vegas when they had some injuries. He was able to fill, like, a top 6 role for them. So putting him at your 3C, like this team looks pretty good down the middle, which is more than I can say for them the last few years. It feels like
that third line looks really good in terms of a solid defensive line that they're going to be able to throw out there in the postseason and be able to kind of handle the first or second line for opposition. Like you said too, they seem like they're really trying to build a Florida style playoff team, not necessarily focusing on. Yeah, they can beat you down. They're kind of done with the regular season championships and trying to win the Atlantic every year, and much more focusing on kind of switching their mindset of going towards the Floridas and the Tampa Bays of, hey, let's just get in. Let's get in. And now we have some physicality, especially on the back end. I mean, McCabe, Tanev, Carlo, Riley, big bodies right there. You have 2 goaltenders that you can roll out. Before, they barely had one. This is a team that, again, should be not necessarily – I don't like them to win the Atlantic this year, but second or third place, and then they start to roll.
My biggest question mark is in goal. Like, Stolar's had a pretty damn good season. Is that real, or is he a pumpkin?
The thing is, like, that blue line in front of him is like one of those – yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not too concerned.
They could, like, cover up the inconsistencies there to an extent. You have so many shot blockers.
Yep.
In terms of team futures, DK and FanDuel have them both at 99.5 to make the playoffs, minus 380, division winner plus 330, conference winner 9.5 to 1. That's obviously changed, I believe, too. They're down to 8.5 to 1 to win the conference, and the division they are plus 290 following the Barkov news.
That's not that big of a drop.
No, it's not, and I do really like that.
I like the skip division straight to conference at 8.5 to 1.
Yeah, I like that too.
I think there's value there.
I do too. I feel like there's a little bit of magic with this team, even though I haven't seen them. They haven't played a game yet, but I mean, this was the team that looked the best against Florida in last year's playoffs. It's been such a running joke of them choking, and honestly, their luck in the playoffs as well, of just like who they've had to face year over year. Oh man, it feels like, if there really is some sort of issue with Marner and the locker room, or too big of personalities up and down this lineup, and now you're removing that a little bit, and everybody else gets a little bit more level-headed because of it. It just seems like this is a team that on paper and the narrative right now is that they're focused solely on hockey. And that's probably music to a lot of people in Toronto's ears.
In terms of,
and if they don't do it this year, what does this team do?
How many more times can you just keep running it back?
But this is really the first time we haven't seen them run it back, though. So maybe
they reset it. Yeah.
It's only like a slight tweak. It's not like a
agree. I mean, Tavares took less money this offseason to re-sign. So
which I was surprised he stayed. I kind of thought he would be a guy that would be moving.
The jammy's still fit. Can't get rid of him yet.
Yeah.
Is this the least amount of media hype this team has had going into a season in the last 5 years?
Yes, and
it's
I
probably
feel like
for the
that's
best.
Good for them.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
This, I hate the Leafs. I don't like them as a Sabres fan, but this team feels like it's their most rock solid playoff built team that they've had in the past 5 seasons. And they're not getting any hype. I think this is a year that they do make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you're holding that ticket at 8.5 to 1. And if you look across the ice, and maybe it's a Florida team that somehow Barkov magically recovers and they're just rolling, or Tampa Bay looks like a great team, or Carolina, maybe. If it's Carolina, I'd probably still hold the Leafs ticket, honestly. But
I know
if you're going into the conference finals with an 8.5 to 1 ticket, I see it as a very likely possibility.
Yep.
Yeah, I think with everything else, the East in general just feels weaker to me than the West. It did last year, and it still does. So, yeah, I don't mind the price plus 850. I don't think you're gonna get anything better. If you believe that could be a little magic, and Florida might struggle. I mean, just Florida 3 years in a row making it that far just is hard in itself. So, and physically demanding. Like, are they going to be able to go through a long playoff run? Now, if they have to play in the first round against each other, then we probably have issues here. But
yeah, the hockey gods just sit there and laugh at that point. Yeah. The real question here, we've been avoiding it. 20-1. We all know what those odds are. Would you bet it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I don't hate it either. At 20-1, I think there's value
Edmonton,
there.
Toronto, Stanley Cup.
Man,
that would feed Canadian families.
Yep, it'd be legendary. Be insane.
And then, yeah,
I mean, it would be awesome. I mean,
yeah. Oh God, yeah.
But then, yeah, all right. So Toronto wins. Connor McDavid still can't win the big one. That's like Canadian fans are like, Leafs fans are crying, but they're happy at the same time because they still know that narrative's out there.
No, I mean, I think
you're right. That would feed families, Franco.
Those two teams make it, and then Edmonton.
Either way you look at it would be perfect. Yeah. Either way you look at that would be perfect.
Yeah.
There will be riots.
Oh God.
Yeah, good or bad, we don't know.
Probably both. One good, one bad.
I'm rooting
just
for
opposite sides in Canada. Yeah. In terms of awards, Matthews for Rocket. He's won it 3 times already. Nylander for Rocket at 16-1. He was runner-up last year. I don't like. Yeah, agreed. That's out. Berube at 50-1 for the Jack Adams.
Really
that's crazy. That's crazy.
There's too much talent. I feel like they never award it to a coach in this situation, right?
Okay, I think that's fair.
With Vancouver,
but we don't think they're going to win the division.
Here's the okay. Let me put my Bob Ross afro on and pitch it.
No time.
Yeah. This is a team who lost their star player and did not get any sort of offseason hype. This is a team that the entire hockey world revolves around. And Berube brings them another President's Trophy, or their first one, I guess. They didn't get it last year, right? Yeah. So they win a President's Trophy. Yep, you're right. I know it's a regular season award, so despite all the odds of them losing the 100-point player in Marner, and they were supposed to take a big step back, this is the rough and tough Toronto Maple Leafs who look scary and put up the most points in the regular season, and Berube gets his Jack Adams. Especially because the Sabres missed the playoffs, so Lindy Ruff can't get it.
Boo.
Yeah.
No, the cherry on top would be the Sabres make the playoffs. They still give it to Berube. That's what you wanted too. Yeah. If I don't take him to make the playoffs, I have the 25-1 ticket on Lindy Ruff, and Berube still gets it at 50-1. That would be perfect. Yeah.
I mean, at that price, what
the price is good. I'll give you that.
But to Franco's point, it is a regular season award.
Talking about the narrative of the guy getting it who gets his team to the playoffs, but when's the last time that's happened?
What, losing a star player? They still have so much talent.
The coach that is coaching the team that hasn't made the playoffs in 5 years or whatever, or 10 or 15 in Gators' case with the Sabres, and then they finally make it in, and then the guy who got the President's Trophy wins it. I feel like this happens all the time. I'm looking back at the Jack Adams winners.
I mean, Vancouver missed the playoffs the year prior. So Quintocket won it. Vancouver missed the playoffs the year before.
Yeah, I didn't think.
But they weren't like a team that was like had been missing it over and over and over. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. Like
they won the President's Trophy that year.
Vancouver
They
did?
did.
Yeah.
Yep. Montgomery in 2022 with the Bruins, they won the President's Trophy.
Best record of all time.
Yeah, that was
I
hard.
mean, obvious. That was Daryl
Gallant.
Suter with the Flames won it. That they had a great record.
That year they were like magical. Yeah.
Yep. Rod Brindamore. I mean, Carolina. Maybe Carolina hadn't made it for a while. Doesn't.
I mean, I guess he could.
Bruce Cassidy with the Bruins before that. Trotz with the Islanders before that. Gallant with Vegas, who's never missed the playoffs. John Tortorella with the Columbus Blue Jackets back when the Columbus was nasty. Trotz with Capitals. Hartley with the Flames in 2014. Is that what we're talking about?
Maybe. But I don't think the Flames were that bad.
That may be they missed it for 3 or 4 years or something. Patrick Roy with Colorado. That's not the case here. Actually, that may be it. That was it because that was them coming out of the rebuilds.
Yes.
2013-14 McKinnon's 2013 draft. So that was the year. That was the year that McKinnon was a rookie. They make the playoffs. They get spanked by Minnesota in the playoffs. So we don't have a coach who's in front of a team that hasn't made the playoffs for 5 years win the Jack Adams since 2013.
So instead of taking
Toronto pushed so hard by the books and stuff, and I mean, it just doesn't seem like it happens that often.
Instead of taking the division winner.
But so does this team have the incentive to win the President's Trophy? Like, does that matter?
That's my point too.
It doesn't need to. I mean,
it doesn't. You know, like they could just as easily they just want to make the playoffs and just do their thing.
Yeah.
So we've reached the end of the Atlantic. We weren't necessarily completely bought in to Tampa Bay. Florida's injury issues. We're kind of hopeful on Ottawa. Toronto, we don't necessarily is going to push to win this division this season. If you had to pick one team right now to win the Atlantic, who is it?
Oh, I think it's Toronto.
Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I like Ottawa as my backup.
So then when you just ladder them, I'm looking at the old stats, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, 8.5 to 1, conference winner, 20 to 1, Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I don't think you're getting a better price than now. So you might like if you like Toronto to win either of the, which I think is those are good tickets to have in your pocket, and you can hedge against it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I don't think there's another team in any of the divisions and conferences that I'd rather do that with. Maybe Dallas to do a division conference cup.
Carolina.
Maybe Vegas. I think Jersey's way underrated, but
I think it's a two-horse race.
Carolina looked so outclassed by Florida.
It's a two-horse race in the Metro.
I think that's another team, though, that we just are recency biasing hate on them.
Carolina isn't winning a cup.
No, I still don't think they can win the cup, but I think they can win that division because that division's just, I mean, again, I'm way lower on a lot of these teams on that division, but I feel like that team just stinks.
Like I mean, you can take Carolina and New Jersey and still make a profit. Like right now, looking at it, it's crazy. But
yeah, I mean, if you're looking at the teams in this division, I don't think anybody really if Toronto wants to win this division, they can.
Yep. If they want to win the conference, they can. And I think they have just as good of a shot than anybody else in the East to win the cup.
Yes, I agree.
In terms of player futures, Matthews at 45.5 goals. He had 33 last year. Nylander at 39.5 goals. He had 45 goals last season. Any takers?
I'd rather have the Rocket for Matthews.
Matthews for Rocket is 4 to 1.
Yeah.
In terms of points, Matthews at 90.5, Nylander at 83.5. Nylander had 84 last year. Matthews had 78 last season. I don't mind Matthews at 90.5 this year. It's kind of a bounce back.
Yep.
I like that.
Goalie wins. Stolarz at 24.5. He had 21 wins last year in 34 games played. Wool at 20.5 wins. He had 27 wins last year in 42 games played. I can see both of those going over.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just don't know what the split's going to be. I feel like the split last year was towards Wool, 42 to 34, but does that shift towards Stolarz? It's tough. It's tough to know.
Yeah.
And then Wool's had some injury issues. Stolarz got injured late last year. It's tough to me. I like them both as goalies. I just don't know which one you would pick.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Any other props for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I'm assuming we
DK
don't have
has
Machelli props, right?
No,
true.
not season long.
Pull that up.
But man, get his point on the first game of the season because it will be good value. So just take it.
So will he be treated like Nyes was last year? You know how Nyes was like plus 100 or whatever on that top line for a while.
But Nyes wasn't as consistent with.
Oh, I know. He definitely wasn't. I feel like Machelli's going to be more like he's more of a playmaker with the puck on a stick type of guy. So I'm excited for him on this team. I think he could have a ton of assists this year.
I would agree.
Yeah. Nyes at 60-plus points is minus 115. He had 58 last year. Wouldn't touch that. I think it's going to hit. But do you really want to lay? Yeah, I think it's likely going to hit if he stays on that top line, which he should. So, all right. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I didn't expect to like love this team as we were breaking it down, but the more I look at it, the more I like it.
Yeah. One last thing.
It feels weird to say.
Yeah. TSN hacked our broadcast and just pumped our brains full of Leaf propaganda again.
That was it.
Tavares plus 210 at 70-plus points. He had 74 last year. 65 the year prior, 80 the year before that. Another year older.
He's getting up there in age, man. It's kind of risky.
All right. Wow. Yeah. Leafs to win the conference, 8-1. Leafs to win the cup at 20-1. Berube, Jack Adams, 50-1.
Leafs, Oilers, Cup exacta. Lock it in.
Yep. All right. We want to thank everyone for listening to today's episode of Expected Bets 4. If you haven't subscribed yet, please be sure to do so and also like this video. You can follow us on social media at Expected Bets 4 on Twitter and on Instagram. Once more, thanks for tuning in, and we will talk to you guys later. See ya. What's going on, everyone? The NHL season is almost here, and we have something special for all the fans and bettors out there.
Yeah, right now, if you click the link in our description, you can get the full Tails package for $40 off. That is by using code SEASON25, and you can get our package that's normally $120 just for $80.
Yep. In addition to that, you'll also get access to our one-stop shop betting guide loaded with team, player, individual team breakdowns, all the futures you could possibly want. So be sure to click that link in the description to sign up now.
Yeah, it's like ChatGTP put in an Excel sheet for you so you can rip through all of those future props. Again, make sure you're liking and subscribing all the Expected Bets 4 video content as well to help us grow. And we can't wait to be smacking in some parlays and straights with you all season long.